What? But like.
But in this situation, yes. I mean, for example, in this week's episode, they were playing a game. All the couples were together, and she was like, I don't know how Mark, as a human, was able to withstand. Like, just one of the games was, who do you think would spend more on the partner? So you're supposed to write down your name, or if you think your man's gonna spend more on you, you write down your man's name. So Mark wrote down his name, and she saw that and she laughed. She laughed until everybody got uncomfortable. And it's just like, why do you want to embarrass somebody in front of other people and then expect them to be okay afterwards? The next day, all he says is, I got you a sound bath, so we're going to meditate, we're going to connect with our chakras, because you get a little hyper. And then she was like, I can't do this anymore because I feel like you're trying to put me down, and I just feel like I know who I am, so I don't need. I was like, the levels of here and here don't match.
And that was actually quite a thoughtful gift. Let me ask you, do you think thoughtful gifts?
It was.
Please don't be on screen. What's the word? Don't give us the on-screen personality.
What? Okay.
I think we all have that. Thoughtful gifts. Does the price of the gift matter?
Does the price of the gift matter? Not really. If it comes out really thoughtful and I can see that you are thinking about me specifically, right? But also it's the type of gift, right? A sound bath, knowing that I like to meditate and I like to do that stuff, I find thoughtful. And I don't, like, actually can cost a lot.
What is a gift that you feel like has no thought and you're like, whatever?
Has no thought.
Because I think I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think if you buy a gift just because you thought of someone, that should count. But I understand how much more value a gift that has thought counts. But I want to know, like, so I bought chocolate because I was a Pick and Pay anyway.
No, but that's...
Pick and Pay, you better pay me.
No.
I'm sure that's how it works.
No,
Science.
it's really not. I mean, if you are at Pick and Pay and you know that I like this chocolate and you want to get it for me, I think that's thoughtful. My dad does that for me all the time. He still buys me chocolate. Give me a PS with a nice message like, you're my bestie, or I love you. And I think that's really sweet, because you're out there doing random things and then you stop to think about me, even if it's in the smallest way. So I think that's thoughtful. Okay. Now, if you had an argument and then you just come home with a PS and you're like, me, sorry, I don't think that's thoughtful. But yeah, if you're thinking about me in your day and you're doing something, or even like sending me something that you think is funny, because you know what it is that I like, I think that's thoughtful.
As you spoke about your dad, I thought about that tweet or that meme. That person said, I don't just need therapy, I need to fight my dad.
What? Okay. No. I like my dad.
Okay, next couple.
I feel like he covers it.
I think, okay, so before we get to it, I think there's still hope for Noah and Steve, because it's really simple.
It's very small.
And I almost want to say immature.
I would also... I think part of the reason she would feel a lot better if she addressed things head on. Like, her issue is a valid issue. You don't have a job. I need to see you have a plan for your job, because I need to feel comfortable. And in this episode, in episode 14, she gave us like backstory about how she moved to this state for another man without a plan, without a job. So she had to start from scratch to build herself up. Now she's got her own studio apartment, and she wants to hold on to it to feel that security, because she never wants to do that for another guy.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
So that I understand. So like, then have the conversation. I need you to show me, because you know where I come from. Number one, I grew up poor. Number two, I did this for this man. So you need to show me what you can do. I think that's the thing that she just needs to say out loud.
I understand that, Grace. I have grace for that. Yeah. It's just, there's really small moments that are like, you can't be dealing with in your 30s. Like, if you're still there.
I get it. But it's the thing of, getting into a relationship after a long time of being single, and also after being single, after leaving a relationship with those immature things, in your brain you think that's how you must still approach things.
I guess.
Which she has to, I guess, unlearn. And knowing somebody for 6 weeks, guys, like it's a lot to ask for a person.
Okay, so they're gonna make it then.
I don't know if they're gonna make it. Maybe if they were dating, they would have more.
No, I feel like they're gonna make it.
I hope so.
Yeah. Olajuwon and guys.
I was just fixing it. There was something there. Okay, it's gone. She's working.
Can I quickly give my own opinion on this whole submission thing? So I think there's a few phases that we need to clarify. Cool. If you're a Christian, whatever, or if you're a believer, the Bible says, wives, submit to your husbands. Cool. Remember that. I think everyone knows that. That's how men have manipulated the Bible to make women do what they want them to do. I'm going to say that, and this is the truth. What people forget is, if you read literally a few verses up, it says, submit one to another. That's point 2. So yes, wives submit to husbands, but the truth is, it's easy for a wife to submit to a husband if the husband's also submitted to her first. And second, the last point is, it should be the husband's dream to want your wife to become everything she's meant to be. If you're not in the place where you're serving her in that degree, you can't expect to submit to you. Stop it. Stop being a husband even. Just either end the marriage or fix yourself, because you're a damaged person. A true leader or a true father is not validated by how many followers or how much service they get. It's seen in how much service you give. And that's my issue with Olajuwon. That, he wants to be served. Yeah, no, you're still a child. You're still in high school. You need to go back to therapy. You're not ready. You shouldn't even be on the show, because you're more problematic than healing.
I mean, she must get a refund.
Wait, quick detour. Does a man who has a resume of long relationships stand a better chance with a lady versus a person like Olajuwon who's never been in long relationships?
I would think, not necessarily. I think not having at least one stable, committed relationship is kind of a red flag, because then how did you develop your communication skills? How did you learn about what you need to bring to a relationship?
Is that everything a lady thinks about? Like, okay, so you've been in a relationship for 3 years. Okay, so you do know how to...
Not like that, but it's just like, okay, so you know how to stay committed. You have... Yeah, I don't have to start from scratch in terms of seeing a vision and trying to follow it through. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out.
Guys, I'm learning this as well. That's interesting. I didn't think a woman thinks of people like that. Or I
don't know. Like, let's not say women, me. Just like, I want to know where you're coming from. If your longest relationship is like 4 weeks, then there's something wrong. And also don't feel like you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want somebody to be vulnerable with you, because what more can you know about a person in 4 weeks?
Okay, to conclude this one, I think they could make it. I just want to see Katina's honesty.
No.
Just quickly have a moment where we see what's really going on, and maybe there's hope.
No. Can they do a spin-off, guys? Can they just do a spin-off where they do like a bachelorette type of thing and get guys who are just vying for Katina because she needs that? I feel like she's being so understanding because she thinks this is it. And she's so great. Like, wow, guys. Even the beard doesn't connect. She can do better. It's fine.
Okay, she really doesn't like
Olajuwon.
If you're in Olajuwon, please don't watch this. Like, skip to the next video on your YouTube suggestions.
Nearly got a neck tattoo out of nowhere. Like, in one confessional, there's no neck tattoo, and then there's a neck. Like,
next couple with friends. That whole chat, like, what's wrong with him asking that, or should he have asked that?
No, the chat was had. in the chat was, stop asking us about our vaginas and what we're doing with them. It doesn't make it okay just because you ask everybody what they're doing with their genitals. It doesn't make it okay. And I can carry on.
No,
just
focus
because
on
I'm
the
singing
couple.
about my vagina doesn't mean man that I don't know who's in another country is like, you don't have a right to ask me about who's inside my vagina now. Like, has anybody ever asked Beyonce, so Jay-Z smashing that, does it give it to you good? Just because we know the songs that she's writing about are about Jay-Z.
So Jay-Z so has sex.
Yeah, you would ask Jay-Z, you wouldn't ask Beyonce.
I would ask Beyonce.
Don't ask either of them. Anyways, like,
but I would do it in a nice way. Like, so based on your understanding and experience of relationships, when it comes to complexities like marriage, we experience things like sex and whatever. Are you in a place in your life where you think the sex you're getting now is pleasantry?
Yeah, that's just a sign that you shouldn't ask these questions at all. Because I guess,
it's
okay,
like
guys.
This source.
Okay, so who's gonna ask? Who's smashing who rights here? Because hello,
guys, I'm not even an advocate for MacG. I like trash TV because I'm in my head all the time. I'm thinking, I'm calculating whatever all the time. So I like to take a break. I was just taking a break right now.
You were taking a break.
Yeah.